Welcome back to Niaga AWANI. ASEAN stands at a critical crossroads. The region is projected to become the world's fourth largest economy by the end of this decade, but is doing so amid rising geopolitical tensions, trade fragmentation, tighter global financial conditions, and rapid digital transformation. And to help us make sense of what lies ahead, we're joined by Dr. Young Kyung, research professor at the Digital Trade Research Center, Yonsei University. So, Dr. Ko, thank you so much for being with us today. First of all, maybe you can tell us more in terms of the ASEAN. ASEAN is projected to become the world's fourth largest economy by 2030. What structural reforms are essential to sustain this growth amid global uncertainty now?
Yeah, actually, the ASEAN grew up so fast up to now. So what is the main driving force is a large population, or we call it the democratic dividends. And then FDI, like a foreign direct investment, and the export. Yes, it's true, but in overall. But today, the scale alone doesn't guarantee the growth further. So we are seeing some economies, some countries' economic growth is still, we call the middle income trap. For example, like Thailand, their growth rate is getting lower and lower and stuck recently. So in this era of global uncertainty, the structural reform is not an option, it's essential. So it's a strategic shield. So to reach our goal to 2030 growth, so we must focus on two pillars. So first, through market integration. So we say ASEAN is one market. But in reality, we still hindered by over 10,000 non-tariff barriers. For example, sanitary measures and activities like technical barriers, and also fragmented, halal or labeling, or all those kind of different types of non-tariff barriers. So some companies, they entered another market, they have to change the packaging and labeling and everything. So what to do? So for every single country we entered, we changed all those things. So we needed to get a real, true integrated market. So these invisible walls prevent us to achieving this real scalability. So from now on, we needed to focusing on working in the integrated market standard. So remove those kind of non-tariff barriers. And second is more important, industrial upgrading. So many of the countries in ASEAN, they are focusing on the labor-intensive or lower-cost, labor-intensive export and assembly. So now we needed to shift to the high-end, more upgraded in manufacturing sector, so like through the digital and green transformation. So those kind of the way to ensure the ASEAN become the fourth largest the economic entity in the world by 2030.
Dr. Ko, of course, when we talk about ASEAN, we can't deny or we can't run from RCEP. How basically RCEP reshaping regional supply chains, and where does ASEAN now sit in between, for example, like in between China, India, and also Western economies?
So RCEP, the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, is uniting the more than 10 countries in ASEAN Pacific. So it is the world's largest free trade agreement. So when we joining the RCEP, we have a more bigger market. So this is fundamentally reshape our supply chain by harmonizing the rule of origin. So when I mentioned, when we make it the one integrated market of ASEAN, there is not so many non-tariff barriers. So the RCEP, the change the rule of origin. So easy to enter the market, easy to mobility, easy to transfer. So the RCEP turned ASEAN into one-stop production platform. So, for example, I give you examples, like an electric vehicle. So nickel battery from Indonesia. And then the automotive power chips from Malaysia or Singapore.
Yeah.
And then the assembly and final production in Thailand
for
or
example,
Vietnam, like that. So those kind of entire supply chain now stay in ASEAN. So we have to make a use of RCEP. It's like a leverage to turn ASEAN into one-stop platform. So there is another example like the smartphone and other the digital devices.
Yeah.
But we know we are no longer just an alternative, like replacing the China or other things. Okay, so we are the essential bridge between West and East, North Asia or Southeast Asia, like that. So RCEP is a big chance for opportunity for ASEAN too.
Yeah. I want to bring our discussion into a much bigger picture, especially with the US-China rivalry intensifying. Is ASEAN better served by non-alignment, diversification, or deeper regional integration? So your thought on this?
So actually, we don't need to choose just one side.
One side, yeah.
But some people say it's like a very flexibility or bamboo
Just
diplomacy.
be friend with others.
Yeah, but I would like to give us some better terms.
Okay.
Active multi-alignment. We can be a friend of US. We can be a friend of China. We can be a friend of India or Brazil, any country. So as a global shipping hub, if our ASEAN can be a strategic, safe harbor. We don't need to stand just one side, never ever. So the more integrated we internally, the more bargaining power we have externally.
Yeah.
So we don't need to be. We needed to be just a stable platform every country. That's our ASEAN, the strengths.
The neutrality.
Yeah.
One thing, Donald Trump's,
Yeah.
he brings headaches to the world, basically. His decision to impose higher tariffs on countries trading with Iran. I think this could hit ASEAN, especially on the ASEAN exporters indirectly.
Yeah.
How significant is this risk, Dr. Ko?
But every day his stance changes.
Okay, yeah.
Everywhere. So that's why we need to check out his the social media posting. So even though last night, yesterday,
Before he sleep and also when he wake up, two different things.
Yeah. So it's a little bit setback. So he was about to engage in some kind of a military involvement in Iran, but setback. So So every day is a different words, a different stance, a different So, but the risk doesn't. Risk is not just to trade volume between the Iran and ASEAN. What is the risk? It's a supply chain security.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, anything. So we cannot the forecast exactly. So that's the risk. That's the volatility. So how to deal with those kind of things? But we worry about some kind of secondary sanction.
Yeah. Yeah.
If some company is indirectly related to any company in Iran or trading, then we worry about those kind of secondary sanctions. So those kind of supply chain risk or secondary sanction spike may spike energy cost and insurance cost. So it's directly skewed the Malaysian company or other the ASEAN companies' profit margin over their manufacturing.
Yeah. Donald Trump's also attacking the U.S. Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell. With U.S. Federal Reserve signaling prolonged tight monetary policy, and also how vulnerable and how vulnerable are ASEAN currencies and capital markets to volatility. Yeah.
But recently, you already follow up how strong ringgit is against the dollar. So those kind of impact not the same to every emerging market currency. Some countries enjoy it, some countries has something rules on the side. But now we have a very now we are very clearly different environment. because last year the Federal Reserve, Fed, cut the rate consecutively down to the 3 times and the 3.5% range. So our narratives shifted from the tightening to easing or adjustment. So, and then recently the old formulas, Fed cut the rate, is equally the emerging market booming up, market rally, those kind of old formula has been broken. But check it out. Recently you can see the gold price and silver price is a record high, which is signaling is market distrust. So in 2026 is about what they say is a fundamental selection. So investors probably ignore any single strong noise or risk itself. So probably we have to check it out, the everyday news, both sides.
Talking about investors and markets, what are the most attractive, especially for the foreign direct investment in ASEAN, for example, like in manufacturing or renewables, energy or digitals? What are your thoughts on this?
In 2025, Vietnam and Malaysia also showed very good evidence in FDI investment, right? So for 2026, this kind of a trend will continue. So Vietnam, Malaysia would be the top picks for FDI. So especially Malaysia lead in AI data center and semiconductor. It's combined by the AI boom. And then also Vietnam is in electronics and manufacturing sector. There's a top picks for FDI. So every investors agree on that. But Thailand has a bit moderate. Some people looking at the positive on Thailand for the digital infrastructure. But some people consider their political instability. So a little bit moderate. But most important thing for FDI, not only think about the labor cost or the subsidize. The most important thing is policy predictability. So I think in terms of the policy predictability, the Vietnam and Malaysia also has a very good reputation in that verse.
In position as you as a digital trade research center from the digital trade research center, one thing that most interests we have like in 1 or 2 minutes. Global protectionism rising. Now, what's ASEAN best strategy to strengthen its bargaining power, especially on standards leadership or supply chains resilience or like capital market integrations? Your thoughts on this?
So we already mentioned the more internally we integrated, we have a more bargaining power externally. That's one of the key point. And then also ASEAN must be a rule maker, rule setter, rather than rule follower or rule taker. Without that, ASEAN always follow up all the advanced countries' rule and standard. There is no room. So that's why the global South's countries are getting together. So we need to actively engage in the AI rule or those kind of new technology, the standard and things. And the ASEAN also engaged it very much. Then we can exaggerate our power or our competitive strength in the business field, in economic field, in further up to the global policy.
Dr. Koh, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Dr. Koh, thank you. Of course, what's clear is that ASEAN's future will not be shaped by growth alone, but also by the choices it makes on integrations, resilience, and strategic positioning in a more fragmented global economy. Thanks again, Dr. Koh.